Afternoon, Ruud. In terms of that next challenge, it's a trip to West Ham. They've just beaten Arsenal. How difficult is that going to be?
It's going to be difficult, we know. We know that every game we're playing is difficult. Everything needs to be right for us to get results. We've noticed how hard it is to get results in the Premier League. We've managed to get some results where everything worked, where we had a bit of luck, where we changed the momentum of the game. We stayed in the game for long periods. So those moments is something that we cling on. I don't know how to say it. That we feel like we can do it. There were some performances that deserved more, and there were some very poor performances where we didn't deserve any more. And that was Brentford and, for example, Everton as well. So it's a mixture. It's consistency as well. That, as we said before, within games and also in a sequence of games. So, you know, we can only keep working, keep believing, and start again.
In the situation you're in, how important is it for the team to try and lift the supporters, and vice versa, and potentially if you were to get anything positive at West Ham, even if it's a point, would that be just a small step in the right direction?
Of course, we're looking at positives, and we're looking to turn performances into points, and we did that before, as I said, and we're looking to react again after a big disappointment, not only for the players but everyone within the club and the supporters. We expected a lot more from ourselves, and we are better than we showed. But again, the consistency within games, if you are 1-0 down or even 2, but hold on to results, stay in the game, give yourself a chance. And fortunately, this game we couldn't, and at half-time it was too much.
And finally, from me, how are you dealing with this? So obviously, people talk about the fans, they'll talk about the squad, but in terms of the challenge that you are facing personally, is this, from your playing and coaching career, the most difficult challenge that you faced?
Wow. To go through all the challenges that I faced and compare them now and answer that in the most honest way. No, I call it a mountain to climb, but life is about climbing mountains. The mountains are there to be climbed, and that challenge I take. And when I'm on that process, which I am, together with the team and everybody involved, we'll keep climbing, and we drop sometimes, we slip sometimes on the mountain, but we get up and start again.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's good. Owen from Radio Leicester.
Hi, Ruud. Hope you're okay. Just wanted to check on James Justin and see, do you have more of a time scale on how long he might be out for now?
Yeah, we're doing everything we can to get him fit for Thursday. Yesterday, today, and also tomorrow is still a work in progress to see if we can get him fit for Thursday. So it's no news yet, but we're doing everything we can.
And do you have any other doubts, any fresh injuries ahead of the game on Thursday?
No.
We heard the news this week that 2 of your coaches, Ben Dawson and Danny Alcock, had left the club. What were the reasons behind that?
Yeah, the moment I signed together with Jelle Terouwelaar, together we started working together with the current coaching staff, and they helped us in a great way. Also, I communicated that I would like to bring my own people in. It wasn't possible from the beginning, but during the course of over the last weeks, months, Brian Murphy came in, and also Andy King came up, and then of course you have to look at the roles of coaches within the coaching staff, and then decided that this was the best solution.
I know Jelle is a part of your goalkeeper coaching setup as assistant as well, but are you expecting to bring any other coaches in between now and the end of the season?
No.
You find yourselves 5 points from safety. Of course, Wolves play tonight. It could be more, it could be the same. You will have a game in hand either way on Thursday. In terms of team selection, is now the right time to try something different?
It's always the right time to try something different, where you think that can help us getting the results we want. It's the approach for every game. And if I think, and we think as staff, that there's a decision to be made on to make a change, we've made quite a bit of changes. You know, the centre backs, the wingers, the sixers, the fullbacks. So it's not that you want to change like all the time, but if we feel that is necessary to do so to get the best results, yes, of course.
What are the key characteristics in these final few games now you will be looking for from the players that you select with that mountain you say you need to climb?
Oh, it's clear that we have to be resilient, we have to be strong, because when you're in a situation like this and you have to congest disappointment on a regular basis, you have to be strong. You have to be able to show your character. You have to be able to reflect and learn and improve. And we know that the performance against Brentford wasn't good enough. But we had more performances like that, and we reacted. This team always reacted, and I expect them to do so also Thursday.
Leicester are currently the only side in the Premier League without a away clean sheet so far this season. It's something we've spoken about before as well. What improvements are you looking for on Thursday to perhaps change that?
No, it's of course an ongoing process, the conceding of goals. And it's not something that we look at now. Of course, we haven't been able to get a clean sheet in all the games we played since I arrived. I think only one in all of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where, of course, a lot of attention goes to on the training pitch, and also in the other end of the box, where we need to score, take our chances, to also help the back line and the defensive performance to give you some space to breathe, you know. So if you have difficulty scoring, the pressure on conceding is big. So it's also a combination of things.
You've talked there about issues in both boxes, which is, it's a cliche, but it is where the games are won and lost, isn't it? But is this a mindset thing that maybe needs to change because you have those issues at both ends of the pitch? How do you change that around?
It's improving, of course. There is the squad has stayed intact in the window. So Koulibaly came to strengthen us. Other than that, it's the same player. So there's only one way to do it. That's on a daily basis on the training pitch, and in the video room, and in conversations with players in their development. And that's the only thing where you can influence these and make things better.
West Ham United was your first game in charge, and it was a brilliant night, coming away with 3 points. How much would a similar result mean to you and this team on Thursday?
Yeah, it would be fantastic. Of course, we're working hard for this, and we know when we don't perform to our standards, and we owe that, we own it. And we acknowledge it, and of course the effort that the players are putting in a difficult moment in the club. We all experience that also. That of course there's a lot of things going on with the crowd, in home games. Also, it's all situations that are a challenge, extra challenge for the team. So I can only hope for them that they get the feeling of a win, and they deserve it as well.
Ruud, thank you very much. Best of luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
Charlie from BBC Smiths.
Hello. Can I just check on Ben and Danny? Was it always the plan for them to leave the football club so that you could bring in your coaches, or is it an adjustment that you've made in reaction to the poor results that the club have had?
No, it wasn't always the plan, but it was the plan was to start working together, and then for me the possibility to bring in my own people, and then from there on you're going to evaluate and make decisions. And no, it didn't have anything to do with the results. It was completely separate of that.
It's a change in the way that the backroom team is being run, but what do you say to the people that say that it's not a big enough change to the overall football club to ensure that it gets back on the right track? Because there are a number of fans that are saying that the football club needs systemic change.
Yeah, what I'm focused on, of course, is for me the controllables, and it's the daily work, the planning, and to get the players prepared for games. And of course, the situation that we're in doesn't only need training sessions and football. It also needs to be managed person to person, and also the squad. We are in a situation where obviously mentally it's tough when you really want results and they're not there, they're not arriving yet. And of course, that's the part that I'm focused on, and keep the spirits lifted, and the players react to that. And I expect that we will be back to go again on Thursday. But it's a challenge. That is clear.
Just finally, as things stand, the club, if the season ended tomorrow, would be relegated. Would you be willing to manage this football club in the Championship?
No, I know what contract I signed. And it hasn't been a contract for 5 months or 6 months. It has been a contract of after this 2 more seasons. And I was aware when I arrived what the challenge was and how difficult it could be. And I was aware of that and committed to that future.